There's a buzz around lacrosse at Bella Vista High School, and it's only getting louder, especially for the Lady Broncos. A busy week with 3 consecutive games Wednesday, yesterday, and today, but so far so good. A huge 11-10 upset victory over Vista del Lago last night. Maybe it's not so much of an upset, but it keeps the Broncos undefeated with the inside track at the league title. Super sophomore Julia Thomas led the way in last night's win. 4 goals, including career goal number 100. Julia, Regan Silvers, and her 112 career goals. And the rest of the Lady Broncos look to head into the weekend with a sweep of the back-to-back-to-back schedule this week, welcoming the West Park Panthers to town. Panthers are a relatively new team to lacrosse, just one previous season before this year. The Broncos won the earlier meeting this year 16-4 in Roseville, but that shows some improvement for West Park, who compared to a winless season last year where they were shut out twice by the Broncos 21-0 and 18-0. West Park is building something, and in a few years they could be one of the forces to be reckoned with. Just look at how BV's program has turned things around in just the last 2 seasons. So welcome to Friday Night Lacrosse. Kick back and enjoy. Watch the Lady Broncos battle it out with West Park right here on BV Live Sports. Hello, everybody. George Tharlson, Aaron Keogh. Welcome to Bronco Lacrosse here on BV Live Sports. We've got one more for you. It's been a busy week. We had the boys game on Monday and then 3 straight girls games, and just a lot of fun and a lot of excitement with the win over Vista del Lago last night.
It was hard to go to bed last night in our household. I know that. We were replaying it and rewatching it, and I've heard from lots of people so far in the stands as we got here tonight just how grateful they are to be able to go back and watch it and how much fun they've had being able to relive that great victory last night.
Broncos were down 2 players last night, Maisie Hess and Zia Martin, and still we're able to pull out the victory. Everybody's back tonight.
Full song, yep.
So full group tonight, so we'll get to see the green shoes once again. I'm very happy about that.
Easy to identify.
Easy to identify. All right, so let's talk about Bella Vista. Obviously, big night for Julia Thomas. Now as a sophomore at 100 career goals, who knows what the future holds for her?
Yeah, I mean, with 100, I know my wife told her last night after the game, well, I guess we'll be here your senior year to see you get 200, right? So who knows? But, yeah, fantastic night for her.
In the words of Seattle's own Kenny Mayne, formerly of ESPN, that'd be a record or something.
I think so.
So let's take a little bit of a look at West Park and who to watch for here. Obviously, Bella Vista controlled that game from the outset. You were there. You were talking about before the game how it was kind of tight early on, and then the Broncos, once they really got going, they took care of business.
Yeah, it just seemed like they had a little trouble getting going and maybe a little motivation. They had some struggles in the passing game, and once they got that cleaned up, then the score started. That spread differential got to be pretty big and insurmountable for West Park.
Lauren Weiss, number 14, is one person to look for. She had a couple of goals and 5 ground balls against the Broncos in the earlier matchup on March 10th. 13 goals on the season. And then also Amelia Riley. She's got 11 goals on the season. 2 of those came against the Broncos a couple of weeks ago. So those are, I think, 2 of the big names to listen for as far as the goal scorers are concerned. Lauren Weiss and Amelia Riley. So we'll watch for them and, of course, everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, the hard thing about a game like this is that, and we talked about this leading up to this week, how Wood Creek on Wednesday night was, that was a good warm-up, and then Vista was going to be this really tough game, and then maybe a little bit of a not as tough game tonight. Well, you have all this emotion last night, and now you got to come back today. You got to stay motivated. You got to stay focused.
3rd game in 3 nights is another thing. This is the classic trap game.
Yes, very much so.
I mean, here's Bella Vista. They've never been 10-0 before, I don't think.
No, I don't think
ever.
So either. Yeah.
They've got that emotional high, getting the huge monkey off their back, getting that win over Vista del Lago, which if it has happened before, it's been a long time.
Yep.
It may have never happened before.
Correct.
We know the boys have never beaten Vista del Lago, but all of that, yeah, this is setting up to be a possible trap game.
Well, and what you don't want, right? I mean, you're sitting in the driver's seat in first place in the CBC right now. What you don't want to do is give a loss, or take a loss, rather, to a team that you should beat. So fatigue is another part here. 3 games in 3 nights, like you said. Like, people are starting to get banged up and injured a little bit. So, nothing serious, but the bumps and bruises of girls lacrosse.
Listen to that energy from the girls as they the players are introduced. I mean, you can hear them. There's a lot of excitement about around this particular lacrosse team, and there's excitement around the boys team as well. But the girls team, I mean, that's just something to be undefeated.
Yeah, and I mean, they certainly don't seem fatigued at all, do they? We can hear them all the way up here. But it's really special, and to be undefeated, to be sitting in first place. So we'll see what tonight brings. Another beautiful night. I mean, we thought we were going to get rain last night and tonight, and not a drop today.
Yeah, a bit windy tonight, but other than that, nice, a bit chilly as well with the wind, but still, other than that, perfect lacrosse conditions here as the Broncos and the Panthers are going to get ready to battle it out. The clock is at 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and so we're about ready to get this one underway. And, of course, it's so funny. It's hard to fathom, really, that in 2 weeks we're going to be doing senior night.
It's
April 10th. It's
be here
13 days from now.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a little bit crazy. That'll be the last girls broadcast on April 10th. The boys do have one home game after spring break, and as we were mentioning, we were looking at the boys' schedule, and the senior night was supposed to be a doubleheader with them. I haven't checked in on that yet, but the boys' schedule, at least as I was seeing it, was not showing a game on April 10th anymore. So we'll have to see what all is going to happen with that.
Well, you've been a little busy this week, so that's understandable.
You think maybe that might have something to do with it?
Well, that could play into it a little bit. A lot of lacrosse in 1 week, that's for sure.
But still, a lot of fun. Okay, so things have kind of calmed down. There's a hush over the stadium right now as the last second instructions are given, and we are about to get this one underway for the Broncos and the Panthers. The Panthers in their navy blue uniforms, which you will see with the gold numbers. Be a little easier to read
than last night, yeah.
The Broncos, of course, with the white jerseys for the home game, and we're ready to roll here in a few minutes.
I got 7:14 here, so less than a minute away.
We are on time. By the way, no JV game for the boys on Monday, so that should be, as it shows in Max Preps, that should be a 7 o'clock start on Monday for the boys game against Nevada Union and a 6:50 start here on BV Live Sports, which is a little bit earlier than normal, about 15 minutes earlier than what we will normally do, but that will be our next broadcast overall when we bring you the boys action. And you want to tune in for that or come out here and help Matthew Bunny celebrate, because if he gets 2 goals in that game, he will have 100 for his career. There's a lot of that going on.
That's got to be some sort of record, too, at Bella Vista. If you can get 3 players in one season with 100 goals between
Somebody
the two
did it last year, too, on the boys' side.
So, yeah, 4 in 2 years. That's even crazier.
All right. Paige Hackman in her home away from home.
She loves that draw circle.
Looks like she's lining up against Boston Reed, a sophomore midfielder, to take the draw. Bella Vista and West Park on a Friday night here in Fair Oaks, and we are underway. Julia Thomas, immediately after her big night last night, gets the first touch. Right out in front, there's a shot from Hackman that does not go. But Bella Vista keeps possession. Broncos looking to take their time. Thomas on the outside. Works off a screen from Morgan. Now finds Hackman once again right out in front. Loose ball. And that is going to be picked up by the keeper. Number 81. Is that Madeline Lang in there, or is that Morgan Cho? That might be Morgan Cho as listed as the goalie. Looking down at the other end, Story Wharton gets the call for Bella Vista tonight after L.C. Ballard played every minute of the 2 games the last 2 nights. So she gets a breather at least to start the game. We'll see how this one plays out. Morgan, left side. Hackman and Thomas once again. Right out in front, Regan Silvers, and she'll take a shot. And that one's deflected away. And we get the whistle, and Julia Thomas is going to get a shot from the 5-meter line.
8-meter line.
8-meter line. I'm sorry, I still do that. I am presuming that's Morgan Cho in goal. It looks like she's wearing 61 and not 51, which is what I have on the roster, but she's the only goalie listed. And there's no JV team for her to be called up from.
That's right.
Bella Vista's JV team tonight played Christian Brothers right here before this game started. A good night for the JV Broncos. We'll talk about that in just a second. Silvers, and she draws a shot from the 8-meter line.
There we go.
Broncos JV 9-1 winners over Christian Brothers tonight. Silvers, she'll take it right in. Oh, and that one just goes over the top.
Tried a little trickery there, and it just was a little high.
Wait, go!
Silvers back behind the X right now.
Hold it!
Kelly Olson. Now Silvers once again. West Park just getting right in the face of everybody. I like to match you up, and Regan Silvers draws another opportunity from the 8-meter line. From the side of the fan, if you will.
Well, and one of the challenges when with West Park, they're very aggressive and they keep real close to you, but when you get into that fan area, a lot of times that's going to result in a foul because you're just too close and you get a little too wild with your stick.
So Regan Silvers from the left side. She'll take another opportunity. On goal right out in front. Saved by Cho. Nice job. Okay, that confirms that it is Morgan Cho with the West Park fans giving her the good job, Morgan. Thank you, folks.
Broncos really content to just really try to execute on these plays here.
Here's Regan Silvers. And again, another save by Morgan Cho. Here come the Panthers on the move. Collision. That's Boston Reed. Sadie Keogh comes up with it now for Bella Vista. And now to go the other way. Pass comes out. Kelly Olson. Olson works her way around.
Keep going, don't stop.
Olson. Here's Janeway. Back out to Julia. Julia spins around. We saw her do a lot of that last night. Here's Janeway. Janeway off a screen and switches positions with Julia. Dumps it inside. Julia with a score. Kind of a grounder, if you will. Ground ball up the middle for a base hit.
There we go.
Julia draws first blood for the Broncos. That's goal number 101 for her career.
Well, and you can tell there, Bella Vista really wanted to try to execute on their plays. This is a great game to be able to do that. And one of the things you'll see with a better lacrosse club, which Bella Vista is that ball movement from player to player to player to player to player. Eventually, somebody on the defense is going to miss their spot. And when they do, that's going to leave the opening. Julia saw it, she took it, and she scored.
That has a ring to it. Off the draw. Bella Vista wins another one. This is Isabella Hardman. Janeway right out in front. Oh, Marilyn Morgan was right there. They just couldn't connect. Cho comes up with it. Hardman with the interception right out onto the doorstep. Could not find Morgan, and once again, comfortably in the possession. Oh, actually, it isn't in the possession of the goalie yet. Still loose on the ground. We'll get a whistle.
I love when you get a whistle from one of the three referees and no one makes a hand gesture as to what happened.
Even just to say which way we're going.
Right.
But West Park gets the possession.
And somehow they all seem to know down on the field.
Well, maybe they speak it.
That
But
could
it would be nice to let the crowd know. Keogh comes up with it. Keogh going with some kind of a light blue shoe game there. Is there an official color for those shoes?
I have to ask her. I'm not sure.
Lauren Wan with the turquoise shoes. A little bit more green to Wan's shoes compared to Sadie's. As we fully assess the shoe game because of how important it is.
That's right. Very appropriate.
Hardman picks it up for the Broncos. Isabella for Bella Vista. Played flag football this year, too. Out front, Olsen had an opportunity there. Loose ball. And we'll get the whistle. Looks like this will go West Park's way.
West Park's way, yeah. Bella Vista really trying to catch that cutter coming across, and it just...
Under 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Loose ball. West Park's really been down on their attack end once. And the Broncos have it. Emma Rowan. Rowan will swing all the way back behind the net. There's Lauren Wan. And Paige Hackman's right there as well. Isabella Hardman getting a lot of playing time on the offense tonight. Some of the starters getting some rest, which is not bad after 2 previous games, the last 2 nights. Here's Morgan, left side. Hardman off the screen. She'll dump it inside. Janeway had it. Janeway looking for Rowan. And we'll get the whistle. Going the other way.
Paige Martin trying to get that ground ball.
Yeah, a little difficulty there.
Nobody
going
can
to
seem
dig
to
it up. Paige Hackman's making her presence felt, and ultimately she gets it for Bella Vista. Rowan comes up with it again. And the Broncos will build it out from the back. This is Paige Martin. This should go West Park's way on the whistle. And they'll restart. That's Amelia Riley, one of the 2 goal scorers against BV in the earlier game. Weiss. Oh, out in front, score! Looks like that's Lauren Weiss that gets that one.
Goal, West Park Panthers, number 14, Lauren Weiss.
Oh, it's Weiss. Okay. Well, we'll get that right now. Thank you. 2:21 to go.
And we're all tied up.
Well, and that's what happened in the earlier matchup. It was tight early.
Yeah, and I mean, again, Broncos are clearly trying to execute on some very specific plays. I think there's more opportunity there. Goalie switch here.
See, Ballard's coming in. Okay. And West Park is getting possession at the center court circle. Nobody in the penalty box. I wonder if they're what happened here, but they're getting possession. Boston Reed on the move. Collision with Sadie Keogh, and that will be from the 20 or the 12.
Yeah, it should be from the 12 where it happened.
This will be Boston Reed. Weiss. He's got the goal a moment ago. Kaylee Oseto. And again is Riley. Cutting move, that's Weiss once again, and she's going to draw an opportunity.
I have a guess here when we get a break in the action on why we had to have a goalie switch.
Here's Weiss, double teamed. She's forced wide. Isabella Hardman, Julia Thomas were both there. Riley. Izzy Hess into the game. Loose ball. Kate Hooper trying to scoot that one up. Still loose out in front here. Leah Schumann, number 18 for West Park, is going to get an opportunity from the 12-meter line. And she's going to wind up and score. That one goes wide, and that will go out of bounds. Your theory?
So I saw Story come to the sideline, take her helmet off, and look to remove some jewelry. You're not allowed to play with jewelry. And if you are playing with jewelry, I know in other sports it's a foul or a penalty of some sort.
That might explain why West Park got that possession after the goal.
Yep.
So she may be out 2 minutes here.
Yeah, she'll be allowed to come back in once she gets the jewelry out, which I think has happened.
But if it's a penalty, aren't all penalties 2-minute penalties? Or
well,
I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah, and the penalty might have been just that they get to start with possession.
Oh, okay.
That she has to come. I know in wrestling, for example, if you have a wristband or earrings or whatever, you lose a point. It's like a delay a game penalty.
Weiss is going to take this shot. She's got some. No, it's a shot on the outside and a score. It wasn't Weiss that took it, was it? Boston Reed?
You didn't see the number.
And goal, Panthers, number 55, Boston Reed.
So it was Boston Reed.
Yep.
I was lining up on Weiss, and it turned out to be Reed. So,
and suddenly, Bella Vista finds themselves in the hole.
With 9 seconds to go in the opening quarter, something they're not used to, but West Park enjoyed a rather lengthy possession there that led to that goal. And, again, not something that we're used to seeing. Kate Hooper is going to take the draw here. In the air. Kate trying to control it, and she does. Draw control for Hooper. And the quarter's going to come to an end. So that brings quarter number 1 to a close. Bella Vista finds themselves trailing in this one, 2-1. They found themselves down 4-1 against Vista or 4-0 against Vista Del Lago yesterday, and things worked out pretty well. So you figure that it's nothing to panic about at this point.
No, nothing to panic about at this point. I think that, like I said, offensively it was very clear they were trying to run some very specific plays. That cutter pass they were looking for, and they just couldn't get it. Had any of those been successful, the pass, it would have resulted in a score. Sorry, I caught my eye there. The referee's talking to Coach Hackman there about something, but I think Well, we'll see. Anyways,
Maybe relating to the jewelry.
I think
jewelry gate.
I saw the jewelry being removed, and I just saw the referee check story, and I think he said okay. So yeah, I think that not cause for concern. But I will say, you got to be careful here, because 2-1 can turn into 4-2. That can turn into 6-3 to 8-4, and suddenly now you're losing. So
right.
They do need to really have a good second quarter here, and if that means you have to go back to some traditional scoring methods to kind of get a little cushion and then go back to working on that, then you can do that.
Well, we'll wait and see if Bella Vista is going to turn on the pressure here, starting here in the second quarter. Certainly, it is good. We've seen some players that we don't normally see in the attack positions, usually occupied by Regan Silvers and Julia Thomas. So, this is the game really to get those players some experience. We saw Julia early on. She got the first goal of the game.
Yep.
And Regan got a few shots from the 8-meter line. Some of those just went high. And so you got to credit West Park's defense. And they do play a pressure-style defense. They look to kind of get up in your face wherever you are.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of what Bella Vista is or is not doing, the fact of the matter is West Park is outplaying them right now. Morgan Cho in goal has had a tremendous first quarter. She had a lot of stops. And so, yeah, we should, give them the credit that they need. And, as we get ready here for the second quarter, we'll see what happens.
All right, so about 30 seconds or so away from getting the quarter underway, and the referees are saying, hey, we can do this earlier. So it looks like we may.
It's Friday night. They want to get home.
Yeah. The weekend, depending on where you work, it might be a 3-day weekend with the Cesar Chavez holiday on Monday.
Yeah, and then tell her you're offended if she doesn't.
And so we will get the second quarter underway. Bella Vista now will move to the left.
Story Wharton going back to goal. So that issue was corrected. I'd be curious, not that we need to ask that on the air, but maybe after we go off the air we could find the intel on that maybe.
So Boston Reed and Paige Hackman. When you're given the name Boston at birth, does that mean that you are automatically, by law, having to be a Red Sox fan or something like that, or a Celtics fan?
I think so. An illegal draw there on the Broncos, so West Park's going to start.
This is Lauren Carroll, still moving, still on her way. Carroll, 5 ground balls against Bella Vista, and coming into the game had 15.
Sadie Keogh just picked up a yellow card.
So Broncos going a player down. And from the 8-meter line, here's Lauren Carroll. Or maybe it's the, she's just backing back out. She'll fling it back out to the outside. Weiss dispossessed, but they'll call the foul. So now Lauren Weiss, who scored she scored the first West Park goal of the game and had 2 against Bella Vista in the previous matchup. Certainly kudos to West Park for, took their lumps last year. There's a shot. Save Story Wharton. West Park controls. They took their lumps last year. They've taken some lumps this year.
Paige Martin finally digging it out. And over to Regan.
And here's Silvers up the right side. Silvers just kind of gliding her way in. Hackman gets free. She's got a chance. That one's going to go off the foot of Morgan Cho. Credit for a save there. Loose. Thomas. Or check that. Not yet. Get a whistle.
A lot of whistles tonight.
Broncos will keep possession. Janeway. And Julia. Julia just taking a walk in the park right now.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be a real sense of urgency here, and I'd like to see just a little more urgency. Not sure what we're doing here.
Taking their time, rather methodical. And now, looks like there's some movement. Thomas looking for her opportunity right now.
Trying to lure the defense out.
He bait them a little bit. Thomas gets free momentarily. Melanie Kim is the one that has the defense on Julia right now.
Well,
Staying with her every step.
They killed that penalty off. Sadie's back in the game.
And that might be what they were doing.
Yep, could be.
Silvers back to Julia. Julia in front. And a sweeping shot that goes wide. That is out of bounds. And Bella Vista will keep possession. Hackman in front. There's Janeway. Morgan Cho once again. Boy, she has played well tonight.
Seems to be a reluctance to let these girls play tonight. Just whistle after whistle after whistle.
This one goes over to West Park. West Park on the move. Austin Reed. Reed. Sadie Keogh had the defense. This will be from the 12. She finds an opening right up the middle. That one deflects wide. West Park keeping possession though. That's Reed once again, closed off. West Park by 1 right now as we are in the second quarter. Riley. Riley gets through the double team. Ball is loose. Paige Martin to find it. Martin gets free. Julia Thomas.
Really good defense from Paige Martin. She's played really well so far.
Here's Martin. I'm sorry, Hackman. The other Paige.
The other Paige, that's right.
And there's a Paige Hatfield on the JV team.
Correct. 3 pages.
So they will have at least 1 page next year, too. So
one might say they're turning the page.
Yeah, well. 1. Closed off and draws the foul.
I will give the officials this. They're consistently calling the fouls both ways. It just seems like they can't get anything going without a foul.
So here's Lauren Wan. She'll wind up. Shot. Save Morgan Cho. Unbelievable so far. Broncos have been getting some looks, but Cho has been equal to the task. Boston Reed once again. He'll be closed off by Keogh. Carroll missing that pass. Who's going to scoop this one up? Paige Hackman's right there to do her thing. Lauren Wan nearly had it. Now she's got it. And then she gets bumped. Carroll with the bump.
We're going to stop the clock again.
Yeah, in girls play, she could have just picked that one up and kept going.
But the officials stopped the clock. I don't know. Oh, no, that's a yellow card.
Oh, boy.
They've called a yellow card there. That's 36.
That's Lauren Carroll. Thomas. Thomas on the move, has Morgan on her left. Morgan was looking to cut in front of the goal. Thomas. Excellent footwork. Tried to find Kelly Olson. Looks like this is going back the other way. So it looks like the Broncos are still trying to get, they've got Julia and Regan in the game right now, but they are still trying to get some of the other players an opportunity. Looks like it might be kind of a long-term plan here. Olson has Hooper cutting across. That's Kate Hooper. Haven't called Presley Rocker Hooper tonight yet. But we know everybody's here. That's what Scott Hackman told us. Morgan's out in front, and before she could step in front and take a shot, they call the foul, and she'll take an opportunity from the 8-meter line. And she squeezed this one past Morgan Cho. Good defense. Silvers gets the pass. She gets free. Going to try and wind up. And that one comes off. Silvers gets it again. And she finds the back of the net.
Bronco goal.
How's that saying go? If you at first don't succeed, try again.
Well, and that's exactly how it worked there. First goal of the game for Regan Silvers. Number 113 for her career with 3:57 to go in the first half. It's her first goal here in the second quarter. Almost 3/4 of the way through. Julia Thomas to take the draw here.
A reminder here, West Park is still down a player.
Regan Silvers.
That's going to be an 8-meter shot, or attempt rather.
So Julia Thomas had 58 goals last year to lead the team. Regan Silvers in her freshman year had 59. So we'll see what Julia is able to do and what Regan's able to do, see if they can both eclipse that 59 mark. From the 8, Silvers steps in front, scores again! Regan Silvers good as gold, if you will.
Yeah.
Goal for number 12, Regan Silvers.
3:21 to go, so that was about 36 seconds from the other one.
It is nice to be in the lead again. That makes me slightly less nervous. I was starting to get, you asked, we talked a little bit there at the end of the first quarter about not reason for concern. I was starting to get slightly concerned as the clock was winding down towards halftime. Now I feel a little better.
Thomas to take the draw once again. And Regan's right there again. That's a good connection. We'll see more of that next year because Thomas will probably be taking more of the draws next year. She has proven to be quite adept at that role. Regan! And she does it again. That is a hat trick for Regan Silvers.
In under a minute.
Where are we? 3:02? Yeah, 3 goals in 55 seconds.
Yeah. Well, that's one way to do it.
Julia Thomas gets the assist. 3:57, 3:21, and 3:02. Those are the timestamps on those goals. Wow.
That was very impressive.
I wonder what you call a hat trick in 1 minute. Less than a minute.
I don't know.
Other than a hat trick in less than a minute.
A fancy hat trick. I don't know.
Julia's going to control that one. Regan on the left. Kate Hooper cutting in front as well. This will go over to West Park. There's Presley Rocker Hooper. Boston Reed. Julia Thomas staying with her every step of the way, forcing her back. Pass. Hildebrand comes up with it. She's got bright yellow soles on her shoes. You only see those when she's running. Thomas. Silvers once again. Regan dodging her way through, draws the attempt. Good job on Regan Silver's part. She's single-handedly taken this game over. She didn't like that 1-goal deficit.
Yeah, she didn't like being behind.
She wanted to. She's single-handedly. Here we go, and another one for Regan Silvers. Literally single-handedly bringing your blood pressure down.
So very much. Thank you, Regan.
That's 4 goals in the third quarter for Regan, or second quarter for Regan Silvers. And that's now with 1:38 to go. So it's about 2 minutes and 20 seconds, 4 goals.
Paige Hackman back in the draw circle after a bit of a break.
Boston Reed continues to take the draws for West Park. Lauren Carroll is back in. And Paige Hackman gets hacked, if you will. And so Bella Vista will keep the possession. Hackman. Kate Hooper. Hooper looking to make a move. Hooper to Hooper. If you're new to our broadcast, no, they are not related. Silva. Janeway. Now here's Regan. Regan again, she scores! Mercy!
If it's open, it's open.
Oh, Broncos, number 12, Regan Silvers.
Let's go, Regan!
54 seconds. So there was no scoring the first 8 minutes
It's
of
all
the quarter.
happened, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Regan Silvers decided to take matters into her own hands.
Yep, the dam
With a
has
little bit of
opened.
help.
Yeah. Little help from her friends. But you're right, George. I mean, she has basically said, okay, I'm tired of this now.
Regan, once again. Can she get the sock trick in this quarter? Hackman had it for a second. Gets it back. Here's Silver sitting on 5 for this quarter. Hooper. Maddie Bunsey. Kate Hooper picks it up. Hooper brings her way back to the X and exchanges positions with Hooper. Now Kate will take a shot, and that one's a little too high.
Zia Martin with it.
Out front, Morgan Cho's got it.
Yeah, she was trying to cross him past the Presley Rocker Hooper, and it just, I think she forgot how big that goalie's stick is.
And that brings us to halftime.
And that is halftime. We have
It was 2-1 at the end of the first quarter in favor of West Park, and now it's 6-2 in favor of Bella Vista because Regan Silvers didn't like being down 2-1.
Yeah, and I'd like to be able to tell everybody at home that she was sitting on the bench or she was in the parking lot or she wasn't here yet, but she's been here the whole time. It's just, I mean, she just, I guess, got tired of being behind.
Well, and I think that we talked about it earlier. I think that in that first quarter in particular, the Broncos were trying to run some plays and get some other people involved. Regan did have some early shots from the 8-meter line,
Yep.
and a couple of those went over the net, and I think at least one of them was saved. But you got to credit Morgan Cho, the goalie for West Park. She had an incredible first quarter. But she had no answer for Regan Silvers in the second quarter.
No, especially in the final 4 minutes. I think that one of the other things, too, is when you're trying a lot of different things and then it's not working, I mean, momentum is a real thing. And so then it's like, hey, the momentum's all kind of shifted to West Park. You have to break through that and get momentum back on your side. Regan obviously has done that for the team kind of single-handedly, but hopefully that will carry into the second half.
So for Regan Silvers, 5 goals in the game. That takes her up to 117 for her career. That means 3 goals shy of 120. She hit 110 yesterday. I mean, what a career. And, I mean, we talked about it last night. Where would she be if she hadn't gotten hurt last year and missed most of the season?
Yeah, I mean, because she was scoring a lot before she got hurt.
She had 18 goals last year before she got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it's really almost scary in a good way, but almost kind of scary where she would be.
Makes you wonder if Julia might not have as many as a result. But,
because they did look to her a little bit more.
Yeah, they did.
Even as a freshman, we were looking to her to be kind of the leading scorer. So I'm still concerned's not the right word. I think there's an opportunity in the second half to clean up a little bit of the passing. The passing's on the mark, but they seem to be, Bella Vista I'm speaking of, they seem to have a little trouble just keeping it in the cross with control. That could be nerves. That could be a little anxious tension because...
Could also be fatigue, 3rd game in 3 nights.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that in the pre-show, right? I mean, that's a real thing. So, luckily we're halfway over now, and things have settled down solidly in the lead. They just need to build on that in the second half.
Indeed. All right, so Regan Silvers leading the way for Bella Vista with 5 goals, all of them coming in the second quarter and all within the final 4 minutes of the second quarter. In fact, just doing the math, it was a 3-minute and 3-second span where she scored 5 goals. And the last one coming with just over 54 seconds to go. Julia Thomas scored the first goal of the night for Bella Vista, career goal number 101 for her. Then Weiss and Reed find the back of the net for West Park, and they got the lead for a little bit. They had the lead at the end of the quarter, and then Regan Silvers took over. So that's your scoring recap here in the first half. We want to remind you that coming up on Monday, the Bella Vista boys will be back in action, and that's going to be their first game since their loss to Vista del Lago this past Monday. They'll be taking on Nevada Union. That is a 7 o'clock start. There is no JV game according to the schedules. Nevada Union does not have a JV team, and so it looks like they've bumped the start time up a little earlier for that one. So we'll take the air at 6:50 on Monday, the final day of March. We'll have that here for you on BV Live Sports. The Lady Broncos have a game at Christian Brothers on Tuesday, and then they will be home on Wednesday. So another back-to-back situation, but that's only 2 games back-to-back. Wednesday, April 2nd, they'll be taking on the Raiders of Rio Americano, and that's a 7:05 start for our broadcast and 7:15 for the opening draw right here on BV Live Sports. And then the men, they actually get West Park on Friday of next week. So I don't know, maybe West Park likes to play Friday night road games, so they're agreeing to them. I still don't understand why we don't see more Friday night home games. It's a great night. I mean, we got a pretty decent crowd tonight.
I think there's more people here tonight than there were last night, honestly.
I mean, that's the game that should have been on a Friday.
Right.
I think.
Well, I'm just happy that the Rio Americano game is back at a normal time, because for those that don't live in the area, Rio Americano does not have lights because of where the school is situated. So when you play at Rio, the varsity plays first, which they play at 3:30, I think, and then the JV plays later. So nice to be back at 7:15 draw.
Yes, I remember when we were doing video for the boys teams the last 2 years when my son played, going out to Rio and having to get there by game time at 3:30.
Yeah, it's an early.
There was even one at Jesuit. Jesuit has lights at its field now. I don't know how many lacrosse games they play at night. That could still be an issue in that neighborhood as well. But I remember doing filming a couple of afternoon lacrosse games over at Jesuit as well.
That's right.
All right.
Look like we're
Well, we were in sync on that, all right.
yeah. We've spent a lot of time together this
I
week.
think you're right. And then football season, last lacrosse season. All right, 24 minutes left to go before heading into the weekend. And the Broncos hoping to head into their weekend with a 3-for-3 on a back-to-back-to-back. Paige Hackman. You know, I got to believe watching the lacrosse players on both the boys and the girls team that maybe they have chores at home where they have to sweep because they're very good at that motion. That's a good way to get your practice for lacrosse, right?
I think so.
Here's Juan. And it's a great argument for the parents.
I'm just helping you be better at lacrosse.
Yeah. That pass is deflected. Got a whistle. Kelly Olson was right there to try and get it.
That crossing pass is just the pass is coming too slow, and it's letting West Park crowd it. It needs to come with a little more velocity, and I think they can get it.
Loose ball, and the Broncos pick this one up. Jillian Bunsey. Now here's Julia. Jilly to Julia. And Lauren Wan. Wan had a goal against West Park. Here's Danny Janeway. Couple last night. Hooper on the dodge, draws the foul. This one looks like it's going to be at the 12.
Just shifting the players here to get ready for this.
Oh, they're going to move her up to the 8.
Okay. So look for a shot attempt here.
Kate Hooper with the shot. And Morgan Cho deflects it. Broncos were the ones at the back end, so they get the possession. Here's Juan. Juan behind the net, right out in front looking for Thomas. Can't connect. Riley. Janeway with the defense. That one goes out of bounds. It will go to Bella Vista. Here's Morgan. A little trouble with that one. Broncos have it.
Paige Martin says, I'll take that.
Martin regularly in the right place at the right time. This one's going to roll.
Back to West Park.
And out of bounds. Goes over to West Park. So we're 8:45 to go in the third.
Goalkeepers remain the same for the second half. Story Wharton for the Broncos, Morgan Cho for the Panthers.
Carroll comes up with it. Someone's going to go out of bounds and back over to Bella Vista. Sadie Keogh to bring it in. Paige Hackman. She and Paige Martin will graduate this year and give way to Paige Hatfield to occupy the obligatory Paige position on the Broncos roster next year. Thomas. There's Juan. Wilson again. Loose. Weiss comes up with it. That one's taken away. Hooper. Kate Hooper. Part of the same kindergarten class years ago with Julia Thomas. And the teacher, Kate's mom.
Small world, huh?
It is. Deanna Hooper still teaches over at St. John Vianney Kindergarten. Here's Hooper. Spins around, comes free, finds a cutting Thomas right out in front, and she draws an opportunity from the 8-meter line. Thomas right out in front. Julia with the shot, and she scores!
She couldn't let Regan have all the fun.
Not at all.
Broncos, number 30, Julia Thomas.
So that's her second goal of the night, career goal number 102. And for the season, career goal number 45 for 44, I should say, for Julia Thomas. 7-2 now in favor of the Broncos. 6:23 to go.
I know you have it written down over there, but am I correct? It's Regan and Julia are the only 2 goal scorers tonight for the Broncos so
For
far?
the Broncos, yes. Silvers has 5. And so Julia scored in the first, Regan in the second, Julia's in the third. So we'll see Regan scoring more in the fourth, I guess.
Okay, I guess that we'll just keep it that way. Yeah, that's fine.
Here's Julia. Next goal will be number 45 for the season. Right out there in front. Julia gets free. Now here's Hackman! On a feed from Julia Thomas, and the Broncos now up by 6.
That was beautiful. That's what they've been looking for the entire game, was that little crossing pass, and Paige was right there and made it work.
So Paige, the first Bronco not named Regan or Julia to score tonight.
But how often have we talked, George, especially this week, how Paige Hackman is the glue that kind of holds it all together?
She is.
And, you know, when you need that play to work, there she is, in the right
Indeed.
place at the right time.
Goal number 15 on the season for Paige Hackman. Broncos will keep this one. Here's Regan Silvers. I need to get one in an odd-numbered quarter.
She wants in on the fun now.
Yeah. Here's Hardman. I think she wants in on the fun, too.
Be great to see her get on the scoreboard.
That would be neat. Here's Silvers once again. There's weaving her way. Melanie Kim with the defense on her. Hardman. Now here's Juan. Juan. She gets closed off. Has the ball deflected away. We got a whistle on a loose ball. It looks like West Park will get possession once again. By the way, for West Park, they will next be in action on Monday at Oakmont. That one's going to roll. How close is that going to get? Not quite to the out-of-bounds line. Broncos come up with it.
Mia Hildebrand and Casey Mosher back there on defense. The Broncos did a good job to keep that.
It's like Mia gets fouled there, so she will restart it. Pass attempt deflected. And again, here's Keogh. You can keep going. Keogh right down the middle. 2 goals already this year. Yeah, in front, there's a shot. That one goes wide. Goal versus Roseville, a goal versus Oakmont for Sadie Keogh. Martin rolls around. That one deflected away. Right out in front, Kelly Olson, point blank. That's deflected. This will stay with Bella Vista. And is Kelly Olson going to get a shot here? What's going to happen? Yes.
Yes, she is.
Kelly Olson from the 8-meter mark, front, right down the middle. She'll take it in. She'll take a shot. Morgan Cho once again. One is out of bounds. And it will go West Park's way.
Morgan Cho has stopped a number of shots tonight. I mean, some line drives, right? She's been able to get in
I
front
hope
of
she's going to get the opportunity to play at the next level.
me as well. She's done a great job tonight.
Here's Silvers. Silvers gets free. Silvers with a shot and a score. So she does get one in an odd numbered quarter.
Goal, Broncos.
And the sock trick.
That's right. Sock trick for the night. Regan Silvers. I'm okay. They've messed up our theory.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I think we can adjust.
Yeah, we happy to adjust.
All right, so that is goal number 6 for Regan Silvers tonight. 118 for her career.
We've still got 3 minutes to play in this third quarter. 2:55 to be exact.
Hackman picks this one up. Now Regan. Here's Hardman. Hardman gets free. Nice move on her part.
That's beautiful.
Martin. Zia Martin. Of course, they also have Paige Martin on the team. Zia easy to find. Presley Rocker Hooper had a chance at it. Hardman's going to chase that one down. And PRH. Zia. Zia looking for her opportunity. Goes all the way around. Maddie Bunsey. She'll bring it around. Back out to Hardman. Tries to get it inside to Hackman. Silva was right there with an opportunity to get it. And West Park picks it up. That's Sydney Hall, number 33. This ball taken away.
Maisie Hess with a great deflection there.
And Izzy Hardman was right there to be the beneficiary of it.
That's a 1-2 punch right there.
Regan keeps it on the whistle. She can keep going. Right out in front, tried to get it to Silva. Morgan Cho is among those trying to dig it out.
Silvers
and of course,
ends up
leave
with
it to Regan.
Yeah.
Hackman. Hardman. Hardman. There's Bunsey with the light blue helmet, the melon-colored shoes. Silvers. Silvers gets free. She's got a chance.
Off the bar.
Now here's Melanie Kim. She'll let this one fly. Boston Reed. That's a good person to find.
Time winding down here, under 20 seconds to go.
Here's Riley. Riley closed off. Getting closer to the end. Reed has it. 4 seconds. Somebody going to take a shot here. Boston Reed slips and falls. We get the whistle right before the quarter ends. So what do we do here? This is like basketball where you get the shot at the end of the quarter?
Nope, I think they just said
And that is the end of the
plays.
third
Time's
quarter.
expired.
So that brings us to the end of the third quarter. Broncos 3 more goals, and they start to pad their lead a little bit. So they toyed with us in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then they've kind of just gone back to doing their thing.
That was not very nice of them, but I'm much happier now. So, yeah, good quarter there. Mixed it up a little bit, several different scores, good defense, some really nice plays on defense from a variety of the defenders. And we saw Mia Hildebrand in there. We saw Casey Mosier in there. We saw Paige Martin. We saw Maisie Hess make a good play. Really, really good stuff. And still a good mix of players that we don't normally see.
And it's the Regan Silvers show tonight.
Yes,
I
it
mean,
is.
She's been very impressive. Came into the game with 35 goals, so she is at 41 for the season. Julia Thomas is at 44, so the two of them really, really close for the lead in goals right now. And both, we talked about it earlier. Regan as a freshman had 59 goals.
Mm-hmm.
Julia as a freshman had 58. And both of them are on pace to easily eclipse that mark.
Correct.
And Julia's got 2 more years, so
Sky's the limit with her.
I think was it your wife that was talking to her after the game and joking about that when she's a senior we're going to be back here for number 200?
200? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about, but it's actually feasible. I mean,
Yes.
because remember, I mean, we're not through this season yet, and
Right.
she's already at 100. So
Yes. We'll see. But could she get 100 in the season? I mean, that would be something.
that would definitely be something.
So I think we're more than halfway through, but that would be it would be really kind of that would be fun if it were to happen.
Yeah.
It probably happened on the road because they will have like 3 road games to end the season.
correct.
But through the magic of video and recording,
That's right.
we can put the voice to it. So anyway, that is the end of the break here. West Park and Bella Vista, 1 more quarter to play, and this is going to be Paige Hackman and Boston Reed once again. And it's been Story Wharton just about the entire game. She did have to come out for a little bit because of the jewelry issue.
Mm-hmm.
A whistle and a problem with this one. It's going to go to West Park. Saw a lot of do-overs last night. They weren't going to mess with the do-over here. They just gave it to West Park. Weiss winds up on the ground. There's no foul. Jilly Bunsey is right there. Riley picks it up. Riley will try to cut through a double team. Collision with Julia Thomas. And she'll get an opportunity here from the 8-meter line. Had 2 goals against the Broncos on the 10th. West Park hasn't scored since the first quarter. There's a shot, Story Wharton. Rowan picks it up. Closed off. Gets fouled, but you keep going. So here is the pass. And the loose ball controlled once again by Riley. Riley trying to shake Thomas. And we get a whistle. And another 8-meter opportunity. There's Amelia Riley finding the back of the net for West Park. Her 3rd goal against the Broncos this year.
Go Panthers, Amelia Riley.
Yeah, too many shot opportunities there.
12th goal of the season for Riley with 10:14 to go. Her first goal of the game tonight. Cuts the lead to 6 with we mentioned just over 10 minutes to go. Draw will come at the center circle, or the center. I guess that is a center circle, if you will.
Yeah, I don't think it's painted on there, but that's essentially what it is.
Thomas comes up with it. Well, Vista hasn't really set up an attack on offense in a while. There's Juan. Juan with some shifty footwork there. Kate Hooper. Pass deflected. Lauren Juan right there.
Nice job by Lauren to pick that up.
Morgan Cho has it. You know, earlier I said that Kate Hooper and Julia were in the same kindergarten class. They weren't. They're 2 years apart. But the class was still taught by Kate's mom.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha. I took you at your word.
Yeah, well, I don't know where I came up with that. They were in the same class.
That was a
'cause
good
they're not.
story. Yeah, that was a good story.
Kate, a senior on this year's team, will be honored at senior night.
I'm not sure what the foul was there. No one touched anyone. And yet there's an 8-meter shot coming.
Waiting for the whistle. There's a swinging shot. Story Wharton comes up with it. That is Leah Schumann that took the shot for West Park. Juan right out in front. We get it to her, so they bring it back around. Presley, or check that. No, that was Thomas. Juan. Here's Hooper. Juan from the X. Right out in front. There's Julia. And she scores again.
Goal number 30.
And that's what they've been looking for and been working on. So nice to see it be effective. They've given it, you know, a lot of different people have had the opportunity. So
that's the hat trick for Julia. And number 103 for her career. That's goal number 45 this season for Julia Thomas.
Well, Elsie Ballard is enjoying her night off because she's bench pressing her someone else's lacrosse stick with the number of goals that are scored each time. So on the back of another player. So they're having fun. She's enjoying a much-needed break tonight. Big game for her last night.
Indeed. She had 4 goals last night, has 3 more tonight. Here's Weiss. Weiss showing her quicks. It's the blue shoe power. Schumann behind the net. Here's Riley. Got a goal just a moment ago. She gets free, draws another shot from the 8-meter line with 7:06 to go. Officials are going to come and have a conversation. See if we can. Don't really have a call there. Oh,
offsetting penalties.
Offsetting penalties. So the possession arrow appears to favor Bella Vista.
Apparently.
Jillian Bunsey. Lauren Wan. Wan being chased down by Carroll. Wan out in front. Here's Hackman. Hardman. Will she get an opportunity? Kate Hooper was cutting in front. It's Janeway that draws that one. And she'll get her opportunity from the 12. Right side, Lauren Wan. And works her way around. Centering pass in front, and a score, Marilyn Morgan. Fourth goal of the year.
For number 15, Marilyn Morgan.
.5:13 to go. Looks like we're going to get a timeout called here. So the Broncos, as you see them gathering on the sideline there, we'll take this opportunity to tell you what's coming up in the coming week here. The boys will be in action. They will be taking on Nevada Union on Monday. That will be March 31st, a 7 o'clock start. So we're on at 6:50 as the boys will take on Nevada Union. Our next girls broadcast will be on Wednesday. They will take on the Raiders of Rio Americano. That'll be our conventional 7:05 start and a 7:15 draw to get that one underway. On Wednesday the 2nd, the boys are also going to be taking on West Park on Friday, and so we'll have that one for you as well here on BB Live Sports. So with the timeout wrapping up, 5 minutes and change to go in the ball game. Bella Vista just scored their 11th goal of the game, and we mentioned that Marilyn Morgan got that one. It's her 4th goal of the season. She had 6 last year. And so the Broncos are looking to win this draw with Kate Hooper in the circle this time against Boston Reed. It's in the air. Hooper taps it over towards Hardman. Weiss is going to have a chance to come up with it, and she's got it. Lauren Weiss. Now picked up by Hardman. Hardman on the move. Silva. There's Morgan, just scored a moment ago. Back out to Hardman. Zia Martin looking to make the pass. Presley Rocker Hooper and Kate Hooper working the left side. Martin from the X. Back to Hooper.
Looking for an opening. They just can't seem to find one yet.
But, you know, this runs time off the clock,
Well,
and
sure
with an
does.
11-3 lead, most important thing is to get out of the way. Here's Martin. Her shot's knocked away. Kate Hooper is there. will get a whistle. Looks like this one will stay with West Park. Back to Cho. Cho's going to let this one fly.
Mia Hildebrand with the deflection there, and back to Hardman.
And here's Morgan. Morgan right out in front to Presley Rocker Hooper, and then controlled by Cho. Loose one that Maddie Bunsey is, or Jilly Bunsey is going to pick up. Bunsey showing some of her speed. Crowd getting into it. They want to see her score. Ball knocked away.
Oh, that's fun.
That is really cool to hear the crowd get into it like that. Kate Hooper back to Jillian. Okay. Sia Martin's going to try and chase that one down. She's able to keep it in bounds. And then forces a turnover.
Being aggressive.
Or forces it off of West Park, yeah.
Being aggressive pays.
Zia Martin. Loops her way around. She'll take it to the X. Leslie Rocker Hooper. Kate Hooper. Hooper to Hooper. Got two Hoopers on the girls' team and a hoop on the boys' team. West Park, Boston Reed. Taken away, but Reed comes up with it again. Here's Carroll. Carroll getting free. She's out in front, and she scores. Lauren Carroll, I didn't have her for any goals yet. That would be her first of the season.
Oh, Panthers number 38.
They just won't go away.
And that's with 1:06 to go. So we're just about to get this one wrapped up. Kate Hooper on the draw once again for Bella Vista. She's got the possession. Leslie Rocker Hooper. The Broncos are probably content to just keep the possession and let the clock run out.
Yep.
Well, Hooper draws the foul.
Well, if she drew the foul, then she's got to take a shot, right? I mean,
Yep.
from the 8-meter line anyways.
41 seconds to go. Out front, Presley Rocker Hooper, Morgan Cho right there. Loose ball to the side of the net. Broncos come up with it.
25 seconds.
Kate Hooper. Here's Hardman. Hardman, they want Izzy Hardman to score as well. She's going to try and get free, looping her way around. And that one comes loose. Under 10 seconds to go. Cho has it. Broncos trying to knock this one away and come up with it. Cho back into the net. And after games on Wednesday and Thursday where they were victorious, including a big one over Vista Del Lago last night, the Broncos go 3 for 3 in the back-to-back-to-back scenario, and they wind up winning this one by a score of 11-4.
Thank you for coming out and watching. the varsity girls lacrosse tonight at Bella Vista Stadium.
Doing the celebratory, going out to the goalie, which I love. I think that's a great part of
Yes. And you hear the cheers. That was the cheer from West Park. And you know what? Give West Park credit.
They played great.
They played very well tonight. And this is, again, I think they're building something here.
Yeah, I mean, they really frustrated Bella Vista a large portion of the night. And, the score ends up 11-4. But, credit Morgan Cho and goal. Credit the attack, the fortitude of the team, scoring late in the game to get that fourth goal. Yeah, they definitely have improved, not only from last year, but honestly from when we played them a few weeks ago.
I love how instead of the high fives, they just take the handles of the lacrosse sticks. You can hear it. You can hear it down there with all the contact that's being made. That's really cool.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's great.
So we'll look forward to seeing what West Park has to bring in the coming years.
Yeah.
We got to see Lauren Weiss, who is a junior. She will be back next year. Lauren Carroll, who scored her first goal of the season, is a freshman. Amelia Riley, who scored tonight and 2 goals against the Broncos earlier, she's also a freshman. So they got some young players here that are going to be around for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's high school sports. That's the beauty of it. They go up and down. Again, for those not in the area, West Park is a massive campus, really. I mean, it looks like a small college. So lots of addition there as far as student body is concerned. And the more students you have, the more potential players you have, and the better, opportunities arise.
And if there's any kind of, I know Roseville has a lacrosse program, a youth lacrosse program out there. Whether West Park gets any of those, that's not really known yet, but this is only the second year since they started lacrosse at West Park High School. And so usually when that happens, you got to take your lumps early, but you build. And Rob Reed is the head coach. He's got something going. Boston Reed, I presume that's his daughter. She's a sophomore.
Yep.
And we were very impressed with her tonight, too.
Yeah, so I mean, lots of growth there. Well, and I don't know all the story, but last year there was a JV and a varsity team. This year just a varsity team. So, that could be due to less numbers. That also could be, just there's strength in having a bigger varsity team than 2 smaller teams, right? So I think that's also an opportunity. Oh, here comes Ring Around the Rosie on the field for whoever's birthday it is today.
Uh-oh.
I don't know who this is. I think it must be Elsie's birthday. They did this the other night. Actually, believe it or not, they did this when we played West Park. So it was someone's birthday.
Okay, so we got Coach Hackman. Oh. And, we will be getting the microphone to him here before too long. that's funny right there.
Yeah.
So it must be Elsie Balling's birthday. So good for her. Congratulations to her. And she pretty much had the night off. She had to go in for a little bit, but pretty much had the night off on her birthday, which is always great to get the day off when it's your birthday.
Yeah.
And
looks like Coach Hackman's ready to go.
yeah, we're just waiting for the microphone to arrive.
Where did the microphone runner go?
That's what we're trying to find out. Where is he? Pardon me. You can take us off camera, Marlo. Sorry. I don't know what happened.
I see it. He's looking for Coach Hackman and can't find. There we go.
Okay, I think we've connected finally. Okay. He was over at the bench. Sorry, we just had to do a little sleuthing there, folks.
This is what happens when you have a teenager do your work.
God, he's done a great job for us tonight.
He's my teenager though, so I can give him a.
His tripod went a little haywire on him too tonight. So
I did appreciate that he was very concerned about the iPad and about that, something not happening to that. So.
Okay, so let's get Coach Hackman here. There he is. All right.
Hey guys.
There he is. Okay, so we got it figured out.
Yeah, we got to figure it out.
Well, congratulations on another win. Of course, a big one last night, but bounce back tonight. It looks like you were trying to work on some things, especially early on tonight.
Absolutely. No, I mean, West Park's defense was phenomenal. They ran a backer zone defense, which we hadn't seen before, and I just really enjoyed our team really enjoyed kind of going against something different, and I think our girls learned a lot tonight. A lot of other players, that haven't been on the stat sheet yet this year really stepped up and got on the stat sheet tonight. Marilyn Morgan with the goal. A lot of great play by, Kelly and Maddie, and all sorts of play on the attack end. And, after such a game last night, coming into this, there was a bit of a letdown at the beginning, but because it wasn't because of anything we were doing, it was because everything West Park was doing. They're a good defensive team.
Have you ever seen somebody score 4 or 5 goals within a span of like 2 minutes?
Was that Regan?
In the second quarter, yes.
On fire, and we needed that. Holy cow. Like, out of any time in that game, we really needed that. She actually did that yesterday, too, where we got down against Vista del Lago, and then she came in and get a couple goals and really lit things on fire. Again tonight, easy as a coach and as a coaching staff to be able to coach out there when you got somebody like Regan Silvers being able to step up and do what she does best.
So Silvers winds up with 6 goals. We understand in lacrosse that is a sock trick.
Yep.
And then you also had a hat trick for Julia Thomas, and so
wonderful.
So combined between the two, then you got the triple hattie. So so using all the lacrosse lingo that we've learned over the course of the last couple of years.
Well done.
But you did get a lot of other players in the game, and we saw Isabella Hartman.
Yep.
Got a lot of opportunities on the attack, and did a nice job for you. And
for sure, she did.
And so other people got a chance to play in the traffic zone in front of the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we weren't, West Park we knew was a good defensive team, so we ran our starters quite a bit, but we also gave opportunities to others just to see how they stepped up and how they performed in that environment. And I think every single one of them, top to bottom, really stepped up and took the bull by the horns. You mentioned Izzy. Yeah, she's an amazing. It's nice to have that third midi on the second midi line to play that position because of her athletic ability. She's very shifty and very quick. She broke a couple ankles out there on defense. The girls were loving it on the bench. The vibe on the bench tonight was fantastic. All the girls were really positive and really into it.
Yeah, Izzy Hardman, obviously, I believe this is her first year with lacrosse, correct?
Yes, it is. Yeah, to my knowledge, yeah, for sure. It doesn't seem like it, though.
How about 76 receptions and nearly 1,200 yards in flag football this year?
Nice, Izzy.
So, I mean,
you could tell.
Yeah, 14 touchdowns. Had a 60-yard run.
Nice.
She's definitely got the like you mentioned. She's got the athletic ability, and she seems to be very comfortable playing this sport.
Absolutely, and she's got a fantastic attitude. She knows what her role is. She knows what she wants to do and accomplish out there. It's really fun to see her, and I got to give a shout out for Kate Hooper too and Liv Silva. They both stepped up at midi today too. And did a fantastic job. Kate possesses the ball well and finds the open position really well. It's just fun to coach them.
Very much.
I'm tired, though.
Yeah,
I tell you,
sure.
boys, it's been a week.
I know you didn't get any sleep last night, but I know you're going to be sleeping a lot this weekend after 3 straight nights, right?
Yeah, I've never done that before. Go, back to back to back. It's hard, and we wanted to make sure everybody got a lot of playing time just to keep everybody fresh, because we have a big game on Tuesday against Christian Brothers, and then a game again on Wednesday home against Rio. That's going to be fun, but the big one is on Tuesday against Christian Brothers, so we're going to get amped up for that.
All right. Well, Scott, enjoy the weekend. Congratulations. You are 11-0.
Wow.
So that means you've equaled your win total of last year. And
we determined, that's a good point right there.
We determined that was the most wins in a season last year.
It was. That's true.
So every win from this point forward sets a record.
Wow.
So
nice. We do it for the teachers. We do it for BV. Go Broncos.
All right, Scott. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. And that is Scott Hackman, the head coach of the Bella Vista Lady Broncos, in a big win for them again here tonight. 11-0, and that this was a league game, so 9-0 in the league tonight.
9-0 in the league,
for the Broncos. So yeah, things are really, really, well, as we said at the beginning, there's a buzz in the air around Bella Vista Lacrosse, and it's getting louder.
There is. I mean, that's, there were a lot of people here tonight. I think part of that was because it was a Friday night. But I know last night there were a lot of people that came to the game last night just because they had heard, hey, like the girls lacrosse team is pretty good, right? And so they wanted to come check it out. And so I think that will continue to build. Hopefully we'll get a big crowd out for Rio next week at home and just keep winning.
Let's go ahead and talk about our schedule for next week. We have the boys game for you on Monday. That is a 7 o'clock start, so get here early. It's about 15 minutes earlier than normal. 6:50 is our start time. So we'll have that one for you here on BV Live Sports. And then on Wednesday, the game against Rio Americano, the second of a back-to-back for the Bella Vista girls. They will take on Rio on Wednesday. And then we also have the boys. They're going to be playing on Friday of next week as well. And that is against West Park. So we got 3 games for you, 3 games to broadcast for you on BV Live Sports. So I just want to look at the boys' schedule. Got it right up here. So they will be actually playing at Rio Americano on Wednesday as well. So it's a Rio doubleheader. And the boys, they'll play at 3:30.
Yep.
And so by the time we get on the air for the girls' game, we should know the outcome
We'll have results
of that one as well. So boys, Nevada Union, Rio Americano, and West Park next week. The Nevada Union and West Park games Monday and Friday are at home, so we'll have those ones for you. And then the girls, they're at Christian Brothers on Tuesday, and then here at home against Rio Americano. So another busy week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, lacrosse coming your way on BV Live Sports. So we hope you enjoyed the broadcast tonight, enjoyed the fun and the excitement that is Bella Vista Lacrosse. And so wish everybody a fantastic weekend. Our producer tonight, Marlo Mosier, and our camera operator, Charlie Keogh. Now for Aaron Keogh, I'm George Tharrelson. Have a great night, everyone. The Broncos 11-0 and 9-0 in league. We'll see you next week.